Hey there, all you heroes and sheroes. Please watch this video till the end. I would really appreciate it. They call us truckers. We're the modern-day cowboys, rolling across this country, hauling the stuff that keeps America running. Food, clothes, electronics, you name it, we move it. We spend days, weeks away from home, staring at asphalt, chasing deadlines. It's a hard life, no doubt, but it's in our blood. We're a different breed, us truckers. We value hard work, independence, and the open road, but lately, it feels like the open road is shrinking. The respect is fading. We're not just battling traffic and weather anymore. Now it's the endless regulations, the ticking clocks of electronic logs, and the soul-crushing wait times at every damn loading dock. We're not asking for a parade, just a little respect for the guys and gals who keep this country moving. If you agree, please like and subscribe. We're out here risking our lives, our health, to make sure your groceries are stocked and your packages arrive on time. But somewhere along the line, the system started forgetting about us. The powers that be, the ones making the rules from their comfy offices, they don't see the reality we face. They don't understand the pressure cooker of deadlines and regulations, the way it eats away at you mile after mile. They talk about safety, about efficiency, but it often feels like a smokescreen for squeezing every last drop out of us without a care for our well-being. Let's talk about time. Every minute we spend idling, waiting to get loaded or unloaded is a minute we're not rolling, not earning. And trust me, in this business, time is definitely money. You see, we mostly get paid by the mile, not by the hour. So those hours spent staring at the back of a trailer, pure profit loss. You get to the dock hoping for a quick turnaround, but hope is a dangerous thing in this game. You end up stuck for hours, sometimes even a whole day, just waiting, watching precious time and potential earnings vanish like smoke in the wind. Meanwhile, the bills keep piling up. Truck payments, fuel costs, insurance, it never stops. And let's not forget about the families we're trying to support back home. Every hour we're stuck is an hour less we spend with them, an hour less of sleep, of a decent meal, of sanity. This isn't just about money, though it's definitely about that too. It's about respect, about valuing our time and our contribution to this industry. We're not asking for special treatment, just fair treatment. Treat us like the professionals we are, not like some afterthought in your supply chain equation. Remember those open roads I mentioned? The ones that used to call to us, promise us freedom and adventure? Well, thanks to these electronic logging devices, or e-logs as they call them, that freedom is pretty much a myth now. Look, I get it. Safety is important. Nobody wants tired drivers on the road, least of all us. But these e-logs, they're not the answer. They're supposed to prevent fatigue, make sure we're taking our breaks, but all they really do is create a whole new kind of pressure, a digital whip cracking at our backs. You see, driving isn't just about putting in the hours. It's about knowing when to push and when to rest. It's about reading the weather, the traffic, your own body. We used to have the flexibility to manage our own time, to pull over when we needed to push through when we had to. Now we're slaves to the clock, to the algorithm. We're forced to take breaks when we're not tired, then expected to drive when we are. It's like they think we're robots, that we can just switch on and off on command. But we're not robots, we're human beings, and we need flexibility to do our jobs safely and effectively. These e-logs, they're not making the roads safer, they're just making life harder for the drivers who are already stretched thin. They're another example of a system that's more concerned with numbers than with people. Section 4. Voices from the asphalt. Tales of frustration and fatigue. Don't just take my word for it. Ask any trucker out there and they'll tell you the same story. Like my buddy Big Joe, a mountain of a man with a heart of gold. He's been driving for over 20 years, seen it all. He told me about a time he got stuck at a warehouse for 14 hours waiting to unload. 14 hours! That's longer than most people's work days. He was running low on his hours, his e-log was screaming at him, and the dispatcher was breathing down his neck. By the time they finally unloaded him, he was so exhausted and stressed, he could barely see straight. But he had a deadline to meet, so he climbed back into that cab and kept on trucking. Is that safe? Is that fair? Hell no. Then there's Sarah, a single mom who drives a big rig to provide for her kids. She's tough as nails, but even she has her limits. She told me about the time she got stuck in a snowstorm because her e-log wouldn't let her stop until she reached the next designated rest area. By the time she got there, the road was closed, and she was stranded for 2 days. 2 days away from her kids, her income, all because of a stupid electronic babysitter that couldn't tell the difference between a safe haven and a death trap. These are just two stories out of thousands. Stories of frustration, of exhaustion, of a system that's failing the very people it claims to protect. Section 5. Hurry up and wait. The logistics laugh riot. You want to talk about absurdity? Let's talk about the logistics of this whole operation, because let's be honest, it's a joke. A cruel, ironic joke. We're told to arrive at a specific time, to the minute, or face penalties. But then we get there, and what happens? We wait and wait. We wait for someone to check our paperwork, which could take anywhere from 5 minutes to 5 hours. We wait for an empty loading dock, which is about as rare as a unicorn sighting. We wait for the forklift driver to finish his coffee break, or his lunch break, or his smoke break. We wait for the rain to stop, the sun to come up, the world to end. It's enough to make you want to scream, or laugh, or maybe just cry into your steering wheel. And the worst part? The utter lack of respect for our time. Like we're not on a schedule, like our lives are just one big waiting game, like we don't have families, responsibilities, or a shred of dignity left. Section 6. Breaking the chains. Solutions for a broken system. So, what's the solution? Well, it's not rocket science, folks. It's about common sense, communication, and a little bit of respect. First off, let's fix the damn loading docks. More staff, better scheduling, maybe even some technology to streamline the process. If Amazon can deliver packages in a matter of hours, surely we can figure out a way to unload a truck in less than a day. Second, let's rethink these e-logs. Give us back some flexibility. Let us use our judgment, our experience to decide when and where to take our breaks. Trust us to manage our own fatigue. We're the ones out here on the road. We know what's best for our safety and the safety of others. During the pandemic lockdown, we were told to forget the hours of service and run as hard as we felt we could. We had fewer accidents. And finally, let's bridge the communication gap. Truckers, dispatchers, warehouse managers, we need to start talking to each other, working together to find solutions that work for everyone. Let's call out the brokers, too. If you have a 6 p.m. pickup, don't call at 7:30 a.m. for an update. You already know that driver is on an overnight run to make delivery. So why do you insist on disturbing his rest? Use some common sense. Actually stop and think before you make that call. Maybe even look at that driver's load time before you dial the phone. Cell phones and computers should have streamlined everything. Yet that computer is only as good of a tool as you make it, brokers. We're all on the same team here, remember? We all want a system that's efficient, safe, and fair. And Section 7, time to truck on, a call to action for America's backbone. The trucking industry, it's the backbone of America. We keep this country running, but we're struggling. We're overworked, underpaid, and disrespected. We're tired of the long waits, the electronic leashes, the constant pressure. We're not asking for much, just a chance to do our job safely and efficiently, a chance to provide for our families, a chance to be treated with the dignity and respect that we deserve. So, the next time you see a truck on the road, remember the driver behind the wheel. Remember the sacrifices they make, the challenges they face. Remember that they are the ones who keep America moving. And then, do something about it. Talk to your elected officials. Support policies that improve the lives of truckers. Spread the word about the challenges we face. Because if we don't speak up, who will? We're the silent majority, the ones who keep our heads down and our rigs rolling. But we're reaching our breaking point. It's time for things to change. It's time for America to start respecting its truckers. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and comment on your experiences below. We'll catch you another way, another day.